Okay, so as you know, we were supposed to do this video with ice cream. However, I have finished my first 2 scoops and I'm now on to my 3rd scoop of ice cream. So I should have the energy to be strong enough to go ahead and do the donation video that we do every Thursday. Every Thursday, somewhere around 8, I go live. I'm always late to the live. So, it just is what it is. Okay. Now, with that said, the way this works is very simple. I'm going to put it into the chat section right now. You call this number. It is 407 279 1754. And somebody's already calling in. Remember to use a fake name when you call in. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. I am live on YouTube right now. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to go ahead and run hearing questions with you? And just remember to mute the computer on your end. Go ahead.
All right, sir. I appreciate you taking my call. I'd like to ask a specific question.
Sure. Just make sure you don't use speakerphone because it's got like a weird vibey sound to it. Then go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to walk into another room. I think it's just I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, perfect.
Just a little bit, but I want to make sure I come through clearly, so I appreciate that.
Perfect.
What I was going to ask you is, currently I receive SSDI benefits, and I've been receiving them for some time. The question I have is I want to work a little bit because I just need to work and earn a little extra money, which I know I'm allowed to do. However, I'm just paranoid that just worry about doing something wrong. And so to make a long story short, I wanted to ask you this. How can you work a little bit like under the table without having the government on top of you looking? For example, could someone start up an LLC, go ahead and file it as an 8832 as a corporation where it has its own tax return, that type of thing? And that would, keep it out of your name and off your tax return. Is that pretty? Is that a good way to keep it secret, or does the SSA and IRS share information?
They share information every single day. They are in bed together and they like each other. The other thing you need to know is that when you start a corporation, you're under self-employment. And the bottom line with that is that they can attribute to you any amount of earnings that they deem proper for what they believe you actually did in the amount of work that you did, which means that they can violate you and your SGA limitation, substantial gainful activity, that $1,400 very easily. So here's the trick, the smartest way to do it. You got a 9-month trial work period. So you want to do a job where basically you have earnings come to you that are big, like they accrue and then poof, pay you in 1 month, because you're allowed to have as much money earned in those 9 months as you can. Then you go into that 36-month extended eligibility period. You got to earn under SGA and you get to keep your benefits. If you want to do a ticket to work program because you think you can work your way out of disability benefits, that's an option as well. But you want to use your ticket to work, your 9-month trial work period to maximize it. So the big thing is you want to do a job where there's a lot of big payments that are all going to accrue and pay in one particular month.
How about if you controlled the organization directly or indirectly, and you is it okay to control it and then have your payment come out on one particular month, one time a year? Is that fine too?
Well, here's the thing. You could do that, but that's still self-employment because you own the corporation. So they can go in and attribute to that, to you, however they want to, when you should be paid and how much you were paid. They control, at the end of the day, how the calculations are done. They could say you earned massively more than you actually did because it's self-employment, because there's no third party controlling your actual payout.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. I'll just try to find something that you just described where I can, have it over 1 month. Because with my condition, I might feel like I can do more, like one particular week, and then at other times, I'm just it's just difficult to even leave the house for a whole list of reasons.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out the rules on that because I don't want to get myself in trouble. If I lost my benefits, especially the insurance, so I can get treatment for this, I'd really be in trouble. So I appreciate you explaining that to me, and thank you for all that you do for all of us.
Absolutely, good sir. Have a wonderful night, and I'll catch up with you at some point in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Let's see if another call comes in. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle fingers. Wiggle. There's another one. Okay, here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to mute your computer on your end, and remember to use a fake name throughout this process. We are live, so use a fake name. And would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
I'm going to answer the question. Hi.
Howdy.
My name is Jennifer.
Howdy, Jennifer.
Hi. I'm trying to find out about my husband's on disability for over 20 years now, but I was wondering because he's 62, can he retire at 62, or will he take a cut in that if he retires at 62 when he should be retiring at 67? He's already been disabled for over 20 years. I recently became disabled in 2016. So would that be a problem?
Is he on SSDI benefits or SSI benefits?
He's on Social Security disability.
Okay, so
and I'm on Social Security disability.
Yeah, so he's on regular disability. Oh yeah, so he'll go until 67, and then his SSDI benefit, his traditional disability, will be similar to his retirement benefit when he hits 67. So it'll grow on the SSDI benefits with the cost of living adjustment, and then 66 will be SSDI, and then 67 he'll be retirement, and they'll automatically transfer him at that point.
Yeah, but my question is, maybe I misunderstood that. What it is that he's 62 now. Could he collect Social Security instead of the disability?
No, you wouldn't want to. I mean, unless there's the financial restriction of SGA that you're worried about, but otherwise you wouldn't want to. You want to stay on regular disability, because if you stay on regular disability, that check continues to grow at the rate as if you were not on early retirement. So you want to go on retirement at the last spot. Yeah.
Okay, so you would get less money. So you answer my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. You're so great.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next week is payday. I'm going to give you a donation.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. Wonderful.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a question, or would you like me to go ahead and run hearing questions with you? Just remember to mute the computer on your end and go ahead.
I would like to ask a question, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So the question is, I have been disabled for a year. I tried to go back 2 months ago, and it only lasted 2 weeks, where I caught RSV again and almost put me in the hospital again. I have multiple disabilities. It's endless, and I should qualify. But I needed money fast. I didn't want to wait a year to get SSD. So I went and did early Social Security at age 64 last month. How long do I have to finish my disability application? Because it seems complicated. The list of doctors are endless, and it's going to take me some time. So how long do I have to get the disability done?
Okay, so and the beeping of the phone kind of caught me off guard there a little bit with all the callers that are calling in. But you said you were already found disabled previously?
No. Okay. A year and 2 months ago, like March of last year,
okay.
I got RSV, hospitalized 12 days, almost died. And after I got out, I was never the same. And I had so much stuff wrong with me, I could have probably got disability before I went in for RSV, which is, I'm going to say similar to COVID, but not COVID. So, and I probably could have applied and got it before that hand. But I've just been, toughing it out, doing my best to work. I got memory problems and neuropathy problems and an endless list. So after this hospitalization, I have not worked but only 2 weeks, because every problem I have has been multiplied.
Sure.
From that disability. So after a year being off and after this first attempt to go back to work again, and it only lasted 2 weeks, caught RSV again, almost had to get hospitalized again. So I decided to go ahead and apply for early Social Security at age 64 last month. Just got my first check, and I have to finish my disability application. Social Security, surprisingly, not even a month after my application, which is a combined application supposedly for early plus disability, they actually called me and said, how come you don't have your disability application part done?
Mhm.
I said, this is very complicated. I've got memory problems. I'm disabled mentally. It's going to take me some time. Plus, the doctor's list is endless. So how long do I have to finish that application, the disability part?
Technically, they have to hold on to the information for 12 months, being a year. But the local field office is in cluster bleep mode right now because they're having people quit left and right. They have a 1 million person overload for applicants. So the real question is, yeah, okay, cool. How much time do you have to send it in? Technically, you would have 12 months to retain the original application date of you sending it with the concurrent filing. However, you got to get it in as soon as you can because it's not getting better at the SSA right now, meaning like the amount of applicants is just complete overload. So when you get it in, you're going to be waiting a while anyways because there's so many people applying. I don't foresee that getting better in the very, very soon or even mid-distant future. So aside from the whole, and look, let me tell you this: get in your most important providers, like your top 5 doctors, on that initial filing, and then you can always file supplemental on a 789 form, again an SSA 789 form of all the other doctors that you've been to, because they may not need all of your other doctors if you have that many impairments. You always want them to have it, but just to get the ball rolling and get them requesting those medical records with an 827, get at least your top 5 doctors in. That way they can get the ball rolling.
Okay, and just a FYI to you is that Social Security actually, when I asked, they told me the disability side of it wouldn't be figured out. The first ruling for 1 year. That's exactly what they told me. Mm-hmm. And of course they called me only 3 weeks later, asking where's the rest of the information at, which surprised me. That I even got a call from them. So, but thank you so much for that information. I got 12 months from the time I applied initially, and then I can do the other information later on a 789 form. Thank you very much. And when they reject me for my disability, which who knows, they probably will, right? I will get in touch with you and sign up.
No worries. Yeah, whatever happens, you can always catch up. You can always call back too if you have any questions to help you out through the process, and we'll go from there. But yeah, excellent, good sir. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.
You do it. Thank you for what you do for the community.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. So I just want to do a quick shout out to some of the people on here who basically donated. We've got Marjan, who donated $1.99, which is absolutely amazing. She said that she loves the channel, which is super cool. And then we've got Pi, who I know who that is. It's a secret person who donated $5. And I got to send him pictures of the house because I already promised him I would. So hold on. We're going to take the next call. Here we go. We are live on YouTube. Excellent. Remember to go ahead and mute your computer throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question or run hearing questions with you? And remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Go ahead.
I have a specific question I'd like to have answered.
Excellent, good sir. How can I help you?
I'm 64 years old, and I've been on Social Security disability for since January of 2021. Mm-hmm. My house is getting to be way too much for me to handle, mm-hmm. and my wife is a foreigner. Mm-hmm. And I am seriously thinking about moving to the country that she lives in.
Sure.
Now I'm going to keep my same doctors here, mm-hmm. My same phone number, and I'm going to use my son's address as my U.S. address here. Mm-hmm. Is it absolutely necessary that I contact my Social Security disability case manager to let her know that I'm moving to a different country?
So, okay. Some countries, they're not allowed to send benefit checks to. So you're going to need to, step one, figure out which country, that falls into. Does it fall into the, yeah, we'll send a check, no, we won't send a check, etc. So that's the first thing. Second thing you need to know is, do you have a resource person in the United States who can receive your mail and things like that? Because, it's important to have a reliable source inside the United States to receive things on your behalf and then reflect them to you. So that's the next thing. There are other little issues that will pop up. when it comes to receiving the funds, protecting the funds, converting the funds, conversion rates, all that stuff. And I'm assuming you don't have dual citizenship, correct?
Not in the other country, no.
Okay. So the main thing, and you're an SSDI, and you're an SSDI, right? Not an SSI?
Yes.
Okay. So the main thing that you need to know is that, yes, you can get them in another country. But my recommendation is check on that. Okay. What is the other country, by the way?
The Philippines.
Okay. So a lot of people receive their benefits there. There are certain countries like Belarus, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, places like that, they won't send checks to. But that particular country, beautiful islands, they'll totally send the benefits there. A lot of people have that. So you're going to a highly established area where a lot of people already do exactly what you're doing. Do you have any particular fears about your benefits going there or how it's going to work?
No, I'm going to keep my same bank account, and I have it direct deposited every month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will transfer funds from my account here in the U.S. to our account there in the Philippines.
Okay. My recommendation is this. Technically, you're supposed to tell the SSA directly upon moving to another nation that you've moved. But my recommendation is if you already have things set up in this country, that your first week or 2 weeks over in that other country essentially be a vacation. And as you go on vacation, you are working out any little weird oddities that are going to pop up, which they're gonna. That way, if there's a problem and you have to come back to the United States, you still retain all of the protections of the funds being distributed through United States and the SSA not thinking that this is all going to outside of the U.S. system. So that would be my first suggestion. Pretend you're going on a vacation for 2 weeks before you really reach out to them with full details. And then basically, with that said, then at that point you can receive your benefits without issue and continue forward, and you should be happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Make sure you send me pictures. Those islands are incredible. Indeed. So,
I will.
perfect. Excellent. Well, sounds good, sir. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful night, and I'll be looking out for those pictures. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, good sir. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. We had one hang up. That means I get a moment where you and I get to share ice cream. How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. That constant buzzing in the background is the phone. It does it to me all the day. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Use a fake name throughout this call. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you?
I'd like to ask a specific question, please.
Excellent. Go for it.
My question is, I got some free play at a local casino recently. I went down and I hit a small jackpot, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with that.
Which program are you on?
SSI.
Okay, you're on SSI. When you say small jackpot, are we talking? Because what I've learned when people say small amount of money, to me, a small amount of money that's like a winning or like a oh cool, is like $5,000. But to
it's only $1,305 or $6.
Okay, so first thing is, do you have other resources that are being counted against you towards that $2,000 resource limit?
I'm not sure what you're saying. I just get my check. That's it.
Okay. So basically the question is, do you have like extra cars? Do you have like things that are considered a resource that count against your $2,000 SSI resource limit?
No, I just have one car in my house, and like you said, basically live off my check month to month.
Okay, So, okay. So let's see. I forget, and I can look it up real quick. Our lottery winnings, countable income towards SSI. And let's see, because that's what really matters here. And I always forget for SSI specifically. They are considered an unearned income, which means it can basically reduce your SSI benefits for SSI purposes. So that's not good. It's also going to be unearned income, usually when reported to the IRS as well. But at $1,300, the major worry you got to watch out for is, are you going to be going over the resource limit as well?
No, I lost most of it back because I was worried about that. You only win when you don't want to win.
Right. True. Very true. Okay, so let me check real quick and see what we got here. See, the problem is I don't remember exactly how they're counted against them, because sometimes countable or, unearned income, or rather earned income and unearned income are countable at different, in different ways. So what I want to make sure is that I kind of look at specifically the mathematics on how these things reduce your SSI benefits. Let's see. It might also affect your Medicaid, but that's a different thing. But anyways, let's see. Okay. All right. So they're saying that basically it would reduce in kind dollar for dollar minus the $20 that you receive. So you said you got, how much was it?
$1,300.
So then you minus $20 from that, and then you subtract the rest from what your monthly SSI benefit usually is.
Okay, now, do you get what I'm trying to say here? Like you can, if they're counting it as earned income, don't you get to make X amount a month on earned income that you could take off of that, or they take, what is it, like you can earn $1 after $80 or something, they take $1, give you $1 kind of deal?
Yeah, so the way that works is you get the $20, you get the $65, then for every $2 you earn, they take away $1 from your benefits. But this is an unearned situation for SSI benefits. And with those, kind of like with VA benefits, they subtract portion or in kind, and in this case in kind, because these are just winnings. So in this case, this is pretty much going to wipe out that check for not that month in which you got it, because they're not going to realize what happened, but the next month or a couple months thereafter, if you tell them, it'll be the next month. It'll kind of wipe out your SSI, because remember, SSI benefits are like, a poverty thing. If you come into money, they don't want you to like have a windfall. Even though,
so what you
are
you saying that is that they will take the difference out of a check? Now they can't take the whole check, right? What is it, like 10% or something at a time, like to pay off? What they're going to hit me for, like you're saying, for in kind. So they'll want X amount of money back, and they'll take X amount per month until they get it back, is what you're kind of saying?
No, but what I'm saying is, if they give you an overpayment, as opposed to you just telling them and them reducing it, if they give you an overpayment 3 months later because they overpaid you, then you could always negotiate with them a monthly amount that you pay per month as a trial tactic to reduce the overall hit to you. And that's like an immediate hit, because we both know what happens when SSI, individuals get, some money, they spend it, and you know what I mean? Like they're, that's in conjunction with their benefits to pay off the stuff they normally have to pay for. So yes, if they send you an overpayment letter, you could attempt to negotiate with them a monthly amount to pay it off over time.
And what would be the other thing they would do if they didn't?
They would kill your benefit for that month because you wouldn't be eligible. Well, I mean, they would kill it off because it would suck up all the, $1,300 would suck up all the benefit. Because I mean, what do you get? $914 per month?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, it would suck up your benefit. Yeah.
It would take a benefit, but only for a month, right? Not for good.
No, it'd only be for a month. No, you'd be fine. But yeah, unless you keep winning the lottery. I mean, look, if you win $1 million at the lotto, then yes, they will take away your SSI going forward. But Yeah.
If I hit $1 million, they can keep that 914, all the stuff they put us through for it.
I know, right? Holy cow. Sometimes, like, I think, like, if I applied to be a judge or something, it would be easier to become a judge than get SSI at this point. But it wasn't always that way. It used to be a lot easier to get SSI. The ironic thing is that the question I don't ever bring up on the channel is how many SSA reps are partitioned off to basically feed and set up essentially the 7-year SSI plans for the refugees and the immigrants who are getting SSI by meeting the requirements where they get 7 years of SSI as they enter the country. So, but I don't go into that because it gets people too frothy. So, yeah, you know.
All right. One more question. Do you think that I should wait, let them get a hold of me, or me get a hold of them? I did try to call them. I did try to call them last month. I left a message with my number and saying I needed to talk to the social worker or whatever here in my area. Didn't hear anything back. It's been a little bit of a few weeks probably now, so I'm like, should I just let it go until they get a hold of me?
I mean, you made notice on them, right?
Excuse me?
You made notice on them, right? I mean, you called them. Your duty at that point is over. You don't have to go into their office, log into their system using their passwords, change your benefits as a result of it, and then basically go home and eat some cereal. That's not how it works. If you made notice on them, that's their duty at that point to start working on it.
Well, I didn't actually leave in the message that I had won a jackpot. I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Did you hear what I said?
Oh, you know what? You know what happened? So you called them, but didn't give them specifics, and they never called you back. You have to give them enough specifics for them to have notice. So if you call them but don't give them enough specifics, then it doesn't count. But if you call them and gave them enough specifics for them to understand the reason for your call, then at that point, basically, it falls on them. Now, if you want to be really savvy, you want to go ahead and record that phone call that in that message that you're leaving with them. That way you have it, or you can always, mail them a letter saying, hey, heads up. After that point, it's their job to catch the system up and deal with it.
All right. I had just left a message saying that, with my number and that I needed to speak to her, and that was it.
Yeah, you wanted to include I had won $1,300 in that because otherwise it's like, But remember, right now they don't have the staff to call people back. And when I call some of these DDS numbers, they literally put in their voicemail that if you are calling for a status update, they will not be able to provide a status update on the claim. So, the only way to get a status update is to have your attorney log into the ERE system and see the last thing that DDS rep did. That's how bad it's gotten over there.
Yeah, it's been bad this year. I've already I got a CDR in February, and I got a contact. I had to call the local office in February. I was like freaking out. I was like, when I called the local office, I was like, man, I ain't never got a CDR, and you guys called me up on an interview at the same time, and I had a CDR like 2 years ago on top of it. I'm like, what's going on?
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, so, bottom line, give them a call, leave them a message, or mail them a letter, that way they've got it, and then kind of go from there. If they don't do anything with it, that's on them.
Okay, now if I just let it go and down the road they contact me, what's going to happen there? Is it just going to be the same scenario pretty much?
Yeah, it's still going to be it's going to be an overpayment gig, but it should be only an overpayment for that month. They shouldn't have tried to attack you for additional months because you didn't have those unearned income, the lottery winnings in any other month.
Okay, I think I'm just going to let it go because I know that the casinos don't do their taxes like every year, so I probably won't hear from them until it goes through that computer matching thing there that I've been reading about, where if you win something, the IRS tells the SSI that you hit something. But I'm thinking that won't be for at least a year, maybe a year and a half down the road.
So here's the thing. IRS earnings, when it comes to winnings, I see those things pop up every single time because the IRS is very, very quick with sending that info over to the SSA. The IRS is set up for auto submissions to the SSA on a lot of different things, like detailed earnings queries, certified earnings records, summary earnings queries, all that kind of stuff, like new hire queries where you've just been working and what's recently been submitted by a payroll company within the past couple of months. So it's a little bit more automated than I think a lot of people realize. And a part of that is there's been legislation specifically for a lot of these, casinos. The problem you're going to run into also with that whole situation, and I would notify them, because then you can always fall back on that as you did the right thing. The next thing you're going to run into that they're going to have some questions about is, if you're disabled, how are you at a casino, winning the lottery? Because they're going to be saying, okay, so what are your impairments, and would your impairments normally allow you to go to a casino and win? And so, they can always go back, pull the video evidence of you sitting there and playing cards or pulling the arm of a machine for hours and use that against you as part of a CDI unit investigation. Nope. Are you there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was watching you. You were still talking, so I didn't know. I was waiting for your lips to stop moving on the TV.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So that's something else to worry about too. But yeah.
So going to the casino is basically illegal. Like I said, boy, if I hit the mega bucks like you were talking about, they could keep that 900. I'm more scared of having this SSI. I can't have any kind of a life because of all the stuff I'm watching on your show there. I'm like, I go outside and I, bend down too far, or I turn my neck to the right because I hear something coming, or, like you said, I go to the casino, I get out of the house once every couple of months and go to the casino for a few hours. I'm going to, it's not worth it. It's almost like I'm in fear of going to jail because they're giving me SSI and I'm disabled,
Well, remember, they went after the whole reason, like things are so bad now. The catalyst for that was the 9/11 police officers and the 9/11 firefighters committing fraud against Social Security benefits for being disabled when they were out there riding around on jet skis and riding horses and all that stuff. That went through the federal court system at the highest levels. So what you have to keep in mind is that, if you're disabled, remember, if you were disabled 20, 25 years ago, the standards were extremely relaxed. Extremely relaxed. And as a result of that, people would go out and have fun and do dinners with the family and yay, here we go. But the standards nowadays, to some degree, are a little bit better than bedridden, but not too far off from it. And so you have to understand that, the people being found disabled nowadays are much, much more severe than the people who were found disabled way back in the day. And the people from way back in the day keep going through these CDRs now because they're automated through a computer. And even though you're protected by the rules and regulations of that time, they still allow for enough wiggle room for a tightening of basically the standards of how disabled you really had to be. They can still follow the rules, but there's still a tightening. And that's why a lot of people found disabled way back in the day are facing some difficult scrutiny if they haven't gotten worse and they've only stayed the same.
Okay. Now, when you turn 62, does any of that change?
63 is kind of the cutoff for most CDRs. They just don't go after people at that point because it's not financially viable.
But do you still get CDRs at that point too?
You can. I've seen CDRs for people approaching 70, but it was it was like a fraud thing. It wasn't like they're just checking in thing.
Wow. It's crazy, the hoops and things. You can't have any kind of a life because you're just in fear of something, they're saying something bad about you or whatever.
Well, and that's why I tell people, I'm just like, look, realize that there's cameras everywhere. Like the serene feeling you have that people are unlikely to rob you because there's cameras everywhere. That's how the SSA feels. They are unlikely or less likely to be robbed by fake, disability recipients because there's cameras everywhere now and they can check into it. And, they literally spend millions upon millions upon millions upon tens of millions upon tens of millions upon tens of millions of dollars every year just on CDI units in every state capital and their hubs. So yeah.
Yep, it's bad.
It's not fun, and it's going to get worse. And I've been telling. And the thing is, this: when I told people about it at first, they said that I was fear mongering and how dare I. But the news is usually between 3 to 6 months behind whatever I publish. So when I publish details and updates that are not known statistics or how it actually works, it usually takes about 3 to 6 months for the legacy news channels to then do an article specifically on what I'm talking about. And so, and then at that point, people come back to the channel or another one of my videos will pop up and then I'll actually watch it and then believe it. But there was a large period of time where I went through making videos about what's going on with the SSA. And it happens every so often when I, basically explain what's happening with the new laws and the new culture of the SSA, where people become very hostile. I get letters, screaming at me. I get phone call messages where they're telling me to go bleep myself and all that stuff. And then the news becomes reality. And those people who did that call are still mentally unsound. But, it's one of those things where I've grown numb to the angry calls because I know that once they find the truth, they just get more angry because then they were wrong. And being wrong is just as bad as them causing a ruckus to try and feel right. And so, that's just how humans are. But anyways, good sir, let me get to the next call. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you so much. And you have a great night too.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question or would you like me to run hearing questions with you?
Am I online now?
You are live right now. Go ahead.
Okay. I sent you a small, tiny amount of money, but I appreciate your help. I'm turning 80 years old this year.
Okay.
My husband is 15 years younger than me. He was born in 1958.
Okay.
He's been on disability for at least more than 10 years.
Okay.
And we've been married now for more than 10 years.
Okay.
I tried to think. We have ARP, and originally we both had ARP for Plan F and Medicare.
Okay.
He wanted a special doctor, so I went and moved him off onto a Medicare Advantage, which, to my dismay, I have now found out that's maybe the worst thing we could have done.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I had talked to the ARP people, and they said there's a certain time when he can switch over from the disability to being under my earnings for Social Security, and then he could maybe get back on Plan F.
Mm-hmm.
How do I make sure I don't miss that?
I have no idea, and I have to learn about that. I'm going to be honest with you. I need to make a video on that and learn the Medicare. You got off the train. When can you get back on the train? Information. I don't know that information. I know that it exists out there. I never get questions about it, but send me an email at info@disabilityresolution.com. Again, info@disabilityresolution.com. And I will make a video about that because that's going to become more relevant as people opt to not take Medicare because Medicare is getting to the point where it's too expensive for the average Social Security disability insurance recipient to pay each month. So I will totally make a video about that. Yeah.
Okay, I cannot switch from Plan F to Plan G even.
Gotcha.
I have United Health Care, and that's what he has as well. And that it because I am in stage, I think 2 or 3 kidney disease. Mm-hmm. I tell somebody that, and they immediately say, "We can't do anything for you. You just have to do an insurance thing." be recertified by an insurance company. And most of them are saying you won't pass because of that, unless you haven't had it for 2 years.
Do this. Send that to me in an email. It's not the first time I've heard about non-coverage for pre-existing. The other problem is when people hop off of Medicare, like when they hop back on, it usually is a massive increase. Like there's fines, to it, where they kind of like, they hit you with a catch-up fee almost, but the fee is spread out over the time period of the pay. But I'll do a video on that. Just send me an email on it, and I'll kind of map it out. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your email address down there in the notes?
Yes, it's right in the notes. Info, or do the WRH at disabilityresolution.com. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, guys, real quick, I want to do a super thank you to Purple Mafia and Shirley, because essentially they donated $4.99 and $3.99. I super appreciate it. I love the little awesome doggy with the Taekwondo, or I guess karate headband. And then, of course, the little Java cup, which is, of course, filled with tea for what I have to drink. So real quick, wow. And then mega thank you to Ernie Terrell with the Super Rocket. That is incredible. Did a $50 donation. That's absolutely huge, because I am super poor right now because of the house and getting it all set up. I am going to have videos very soon. I haven't had a chance to really edit them. I've been in catch-up mode for pretty much everything. I'm almost fully caught up from doing all the house stuff. We have terabytes of footage of house stuff and videos. So you're going to be seeing a lot of those videos in the not too distant future. Also, I finished and submitted to Combat Craig the 8 videos, or maybe it was 7 videos. I think it was 7 videos with an intro video. I'm not sure how he's going to upload it, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. They're in 4K Ultra HD, and they're with super high-end microphones, not just this fluffy little bun right here, but also the the Chandler REDD tube microphone as well. So my voice should sound better than it's ever sounded. A super thank you to Pollyanna for the $10 donation. That's super awesome. I'm going to be taking just one more phone call tonight because I am starting to fall asleep. The ice cream is starting to wear off. We have, just so you know, over 73 text messages received and 70 notifications of phone calls received that I didn't pick up during this. So, as you know, I will try to do more phone calls next week. Let's take the next one. This is going to be the final phone call. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live right now on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? And just remember to mute your computer on your end and go ahead. Oh, we lost him. We lost him. Sometimes people get nervous too. Like when they hear me call and they're like, oh no, he answered the phone. Real quick, let me go ahead and put in the thingy, and here we go. And excellent. This is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
I just had a quick question for you, Walter.
Sure.
I filed when I was 44.
Okay.
For SSDI.
Okay.
I was denied at 46.
Okay.
With reduced sedentary.
Okay.
If I refile now, which is almost been the 60 days, what difference does the age range make between the 45 and 49? Would it just be in a few years difference?
Honestly, in the sense of grid outs, nothing. Really nothing. The bottom line is the grid outs really only help at 50 plus. Like 50 to 54 in a day before, 55. That's your first real category from a grid out perspective that actually assists you. Whereas the 45 to 49 in a day before 50 doesn't really do anything. It just doesn't do anything in a vocational sense as to getting you approved more easily. I'm sure it'll make it easier for you, when it comes to like very heavy medium jobs. But what this always boils down to are sedentary and light jobs. At the, in the unskilled category. So it doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my main question. Because after 50, if I was 50, I'd have been approved. I mean, just crazy how the system works, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But I tell you what, I'm going to grab one more call. You have a wonderful night, and catch up with me. Any additional questions at next week's session, and we'll go from there.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, good sir. Bye bye. All right, we're going to take one more call. One more call. Here we go. Let me see if I can get this thing open. We're going to take one more call. Whoever calls in next is the oh no, I hit the wrong button. Person who called in, I hit the red X. Call in again. I'm so sorry. Let's see what happens. Somebody will like take that picture right there, and that'll be like my Wikipedia page right there. Person who called in, I'm so sorry, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. So let me see if we get one more caller coming in. Or we could just end the show at 9:52 because I'm tired. Oh, we have one more caller. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
I would like to hear, I have a question.
Okay.
I have a review coming up.
Sure.
And I know there's been talk about, people getting kicked off. How worried should I be about this review? I live in Florida.
I mean, Florida isn't going to make or break, because it's the state of Florida.
Okay.
What's going to make or break is, basically the standard of review that they use. So how long ago were you found disabled?
Oh, gosh, I don't even remember. It's at least 7 years ago.
Okay, so you're pre-2017, which is good. Wait, is that pre-2017? No, wait, no, that might not be. No, wait, well, let me see.
I think it was 2016 because I had breast cancer at the time.
Okay, cool. So you are, you're the pre-Commissioner Saul, dear God, what did you do? Changes. All right, that's fine. So basically, did you medically improve?
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you been consistently?
I've basically become a recluse now. I won't even leave I won't leave my apartment. Super depressed. I'm a mess.
So real quick.
I don't have a car. I have no family. A lot of my friends have passed away, and they're young, and I'm 62, and,
So how are you still going to the doctor, getting medical treatment, things like that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I go to a pain med doc every month.
I don't know your
And
claim.
now I'm getting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead. Yeah.
And now I'm going to be getting help for my depression.
Okay, cool. So go study the 8-step sequential process, because that process will show you exactly the elements that they use to decide if you are in fact disabled. And as a result of that, that will allow you to understand where they're coming from with each question. But if you haven't improved, you won't make it through to the later elements of that 8-step sequential process. But now that you have additional diagnostic impressions, the mental depression, that will help you solidify that even if your other impairment improves slightly, you have something else to fall back on during the 8-step sequential process.
8-step, and then where would I find that at?
You could Google it, DuckDuckGo it, stuff like that.
Savvy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
I thank you so very, very much. You're you're the best.
Thank
you so
you.
very much.
Thank you, Bida. You have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Right on, you too.
Thank you so much.
Mike.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hi, caller. You are the last call of the night. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm so glad I got it through. Thank you, Walter.
Thank you.
I have a hearing with ALJ on May 10th.
Okay.
And I've been waiting to hear if this lawyer that has been looking at my case file, if he was going to allow me to retain him or not. And he doesn't call me back.
Okay.
I leave a message, and I understand he's busy, but I'm getting down to the wire, and I don't know what to do next.
Okay, so let's go through the basics to figure out if you're a high value target for a disability attorney, because that's what you're really asking me. What's your current age?
I'm 49.
Okay. Low value target from that one. What is your top? What are your top 2 impairments?
I have a metal plate and 6 screws in my chest with a hole in my sternum from osteomyelitis. They tried to do a bone graft and it failed.
Where is it at now?
So that was. I have a hole in my chest and metal stuff in my chest in there that it restricts my movement. It gives me daily pain. That was what the original. I originally had SSI. I didn't have enough time. I stopped working in 2012.
Okay.
By the time I got to court and everything, they asked me if I wanted to change my onset date because I didn't have enough information, paperwork from doctors on my back issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to change the onset date to 2015. So I started getting SSI in 2016.
Do you still have SSI today?
Yeah, I'm still getting it because I opted into that when I started doing the appeal process. 2 years ago, they sent my paperwork to the wrong address. That allowed me to appeal.
Okay. You're not going to be able to get this attorney to represent you because a large portion of your back pay has already been paid to you on a monthly basis of SSI. So
right, I understand. I assured him that I could pay him. I have enough money to give him. You know, what do you usually get, like $2,500? I don't know.
Well, it just was raised to $7,200. So the thing is this, I mean, you could make him assurances, but he's not going to want to do it unless basically he has the protection of essentially a fee agreement, which, you know, that's where the SSA holds on to the back pay. Because I've had a lot of claimants promise me throughout the years, hey, I'll pay you, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then they never pay me, or they'll pay me a significantly reduced amount. So he's just not going to be interested. You know, you're already on SSI. But let me tell you the golden part of this. You may not need his services because if you're already on SSI, you were found medically disabled at some point. And if you haven't improved and you had failed surgeries and you're in a worse situation than you were before, then it shouldn't be hard to link for this hearing that basically you are either as severe or more severe than you were when you were originally found disabled for SSI benefits. Now, because of the type of impairment, the rules may have changed for it since then. They'll have to figure that out in the adjudication with the ALJ as to how it's different. Are you severe enough now? But you've got a good likelihood, because you're already on SSI, that the judge will favor in your direction to go ahead and approve you so that you get the bump up with the SSDI benefits, or, you know, maybe, you know, you'll use the SSI amount with the SSDI in conjunction. I mean, I don't know what your SSDI amount is, but if it's under like, you know, $1,000, you'll use SSI and SSDI benefits together.
It should have been more, but at the time, by the time I applied, I had been out of work for over 5 years.
Gotcha. Yes.
I mean, no, I said that wrong. I had been out of work too long for them to give me SSDI, so they gave me the SSI full amount.
So what's your DLI currently?
What's that? DLI?
Date last insured. Because if your date last insured is too far into the past, you're never going to be able to be put onto SSDI benefits. So have you worked over the past 5 years?
No.
Yeah.
I can't. No.
Yeah.
I can't.
Then your SSDI
That's
claim.
I'm saying I can't.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I have to go from pushing this back so far. I've had to write a couple of letters to have this postponed and stuff. And then one of the postponements I asked for was because I didn't have representation. I told them I needed it. They said, okay, but this is your one chance to get it or leave, you know, lose it basically. And so now I feel like I'm at a point where I don't know if I can get at least an advocate to come with me to the actual hearing. And I mean, I have to go there in person. That's how far I had to push this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to keep arguing the in-person to get more time, but when did you file the SSDI claim?
I originally filed in 2012, but it took me till 2016 to get to court. And then they asked me to change the onset date from the problems with my back to the problem with my chest, with the metal and the screws.
And
just because
and the onset
I didn't have enough medical information.
Yeah,
I didn't have insurance to prove it.
So
go to the doctor with.
So what happened was they changed the alleged onset date to after your date last insured, because you haven't worked in a long time, and that's why they gave you SSI benefits. you continue to
Okay.
appeal for appeals or for SSDI benefits. But at this point, you're going to have a tough time proving back to that period that, you even before your SSI benefits were approved that you were disabled. So point being, man, you're probably not going to find an attorney to represent you on this. I mean, it's just, you're going to have to do this thing alone, because if you don't have the medical evidence going back in time, you're not going to be able to get SSDI benefits.
Can we keep in touch so you can throw me a pointer if I come up with
Yeah.
a great?
Yeah, you can always call me on
I don't know what
Thursday.
else to do, man.
Yeah. Thursday's open to anybody. Anybody. It could be somebody who, is a chess champion, or somebody who's got a claim that could never win, or somebody that's got the perfect claim.
Right.
Anybody.
See, this is crazy to me. I mean, I worked from the time I was 15 years old. I worked in warehouses, factories, all that kind of. I was a machinist last. I've worked with chemicals I probably shouldn't have been working with. And so, I mean, it's not like I didn't put my time in. It was just by the time I got to court, they were like, yeah, you don't have enough, paperwork from the doctor. And it was like I kept telling my doctor for years that I was getting tingling in my fingers, and it was just getting worse from there, blah, blah, blah. And they just kept telling me, let me know when it gets worse.
Go find this out for me. Number one, let me give you grab a piece of paper real quick, and then you can always shoot me a quick email.
I'm ready.
Number one, what is your DLI? You can call the local field office or the hearing office for that one. But once again, what is your DLI? What was what is your PFD, your protective filing date? What was your SSI approval date? And which judge do you have? Yeah.
This would come from, who would I call for this?
Local field office or the hearing office should have this. Yeah.
Okay, local hearing office.
The hearing office would have the judge's name. The judge's name. Which judge do you have?
Yeah, from what I spoke to that lawyer the last time I talked to him, he said that I have probably, not that it matters, but a female judge who was past the letter, past the book, so to speak.
Gotcha. I mean, if you give me,
I don't know if it matters that I'm a male or not. I don't know.
Well, if you give me the,
you can't work. I can barely walk at this point, man. I'm losing I can't even walk to the store anymore.
So
it's horrible.
Yeah. If you, but not on the show, but if you give me the judge's name in an email, I can look up their statistics, and if I've worked with them, I've worked with them. And then we can always go from there. Yeah.
Okay. That would be great. So how would I keep in contact with you going forward? Through your email or what?
Yeah, just shoot me an email. And I'll grab it and then go from there. I'm almost caught up with everything from doing the house stuff. So my return time is, a little bit faster now. Yeah.
Is that where you visit Vacation Land every now and then?
Where?
Vacation Land.
Vacation Land.
The way life should be.
Oh, I wish. I've worked every single vacation that I've had over the past 20 years. So, no, I go to Maine for vacation because it's just much slower there. It's like beer.
I live there.
You live in Maine? Which part of Maine? I mean, don't tell me exactly, but general area.
Mid-coast.
Oh, okay.
Mid-coast.
Cool. Yeah. I
not far from Portland.
Yeah. I'm usually over by I'm over by Wells, Maine, and then basically
nice.
I go and usually vacation up by Mount Desert Island, Northwest Harbor, Southwest. Nice. Yeah. But it's hard. Yeah.
I lived down there on one of the bays for a couple of months, man. Right on the bay. Was in a tent. I was saving money.
It's just so beautiful up there. I mean, there's a lot of ticks, but it's so beautiful. Yeah. Oh, indeed. Well, I will catch you later. You have a wonderful night.
I really appreciate you taking my call. I know there was somebody else there that was going through similar things. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot me an email. I'll catch up with you and we'll go from there.
Okay. Do I find your email in the description there, or?
Yeah, it'll be in the little comment area below, or the bio area. If you click on the little bio thing, once the video publishes, there should be a bio area. Just grab it from that. But if it's not in there, it's WRH, and I'll put it into the chat section right now. WRH at disabilityresolution.com. Perfect. Well, so good, sir.
Got it.
Excellent. I will catch you
Thank
later.
you very much, Walter. I appreciate it.
Thank you, good sir.
So
Have
many
a
times I've seen your videos, and tonight I was like, I got to call this guy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I will catch you a little bit later. And once you shoot me the email, shoot me a text message at this number or give me a call just so that I know, hey, it's there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, good sir. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So guys, I just wanted to thank you all for being a part of this video. If you like the services that the law firm Disability Resolution provides in me doing these videos, please leave a 5-star review. The way you leave a 5-star review is you go to Google or DuckDuckGo or Yahoo Search or any one of those search websites, and you type into it Disability Resolution law firm, or just Disability Resolution should pop up. And then basically from there should be a spot on the right side on the Google, business profile page that pops up. So I guess you'd have to do it on Google. But anyways, the point is, if you could leave a 5-star review, I super appreciate it. And please remember to like. Please remember to subscribe. And at some point in the not too distant future, keep an eye on Combat Craig's channel, because he will be releasing a bunch of videos that I recorded right here, but with the higher end gear. So anyways, guys, I'll catch up with you a little bit later, and we'll go from there. Please sleep well. Please take care of yourself. Remember, gummy vitamins are your friends, and we will catch up at some point in the future. Also, thank you, moderator, for doing some awesome cool little pictures and things like that. Also, howdy Shirley, and howdy to a bunch of you guys. I want to thank also April Galton, donated $5 with a cool little lemon head holding up a key lime, which is awesome. And then Sandra Bryant with the dancing, happy, partying $5 donation with the pair. Super love it. That's awesome. I will catch you guys a little bit later, and please remember to take care of yourself and learn as much as you can about any program that you're going to be using. I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful day, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.